Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's good? Boys and girls, people all over the world. Or is it good morning, or is it good evening, or is it good afternoon, or all over the planet, wherever you are, whether you're asleep or awake. Well, whether you're awake still, should I say. If you're asleep, then when you wake up, you get to watch more of my channels. This is my evening streaming. And we've got, excuse me, what? Yeah, what we've got here is a whole city have been disappointed by a leaked story. And I'm going to wait for the interactive page to load. That's what I do, and there you go. And where is it? It should be here. There we go. Yeah, whole city are disappointed by a leaked letter. That's it. So, as it says here, from what I'm reading from what I'm about to read from the page, it says whole city say they are disappointed that a club letter reportedly opposing the resumption of the championship campaign has been leaked. The Telegraph reports Tigers Vice Chairman Ihab Alam called for the season to be voided. Hull said the correspondence was intended to remain private between the EFL and other championship clubs. So what was said was meant to be private and confidential. Talks are ongoing about if and how the season will be completed amid the coronavirus pandemic. Well, that is disappointing, you know. There is someone responsible for this leak, and someone held responsible needs to be captured and punished. Someone who possibly worked inside out for the club. Well, if he does work for the club, he or she will not be working for the club no more. And I can assure you that whole city will get to the bottom of this. So moving on in other news now. It's a sad one. It's a sad one. Yeah, it is. Ex Nottingham Forest winger and nowadays Burnley assistant coach or assistant manager, should I say, Ian Woan has been tested positive for COVID-19. Now, he's not the only Premier League high-profile individual that tested positive for the virus. Mikel Arteta was the first Premier League manager to test positive for the coronavirus. However, he recovered. Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's recently has been arrested on the allegations of rape, he was the first footballer to be tested for coronavirus, the first Premier League player in that case. And now Ian Woan's the first assistant manager to be tested for coronavirus. And it said today that 6 members of staff from 3 different Premier League clubs have tested positive for coronavirus. So with Ian Woan's situation, all I can do is wish him well, and it'll be good to see him in the dugout sooner rather than later alongside Sean Dyche. So it just goes to show what Troy Deeney has said all along, and not just Troy Deeney, a number of players. It goes to show what they've said all along, you know, about the safety of playing. Well, we don't know how Ian Woan caught it, but like I've said, I wish him all the best in his speedy recovery sooner rather than later. And it would be nice to see him alongside Sean Dyche. Burnley fans, you're more than welcome to comment on my section below, that is. And not just Burnley fans, all football fans, you're allowed to comment on my section below. Just your thoughts of Ian Woan catching the coronavirus. And yeah, feel free to drop your comments below. Do drive the thumbs up like button, smash it, up for me as hard as you can, more than a doubt. And you know what I'm gonna say? The main thing is you got to do it. It's a big favor for me, and that's smash the subscription button immensely and passionately for me. Yeah, the more subscription, the more my channel can grow. I've got 31 subscribers. I'll need another 969 more subscribers. So yeah, do leave your subscription with me. Yeah, do add to my subscription. Add to that 31 tally. Let's see if I can get. Well, let's see if I can get 40, 50, thousands, hundred thousands, even that 1 million. I might smile about it, but it can happen. You never know. Just never know. If I play my cards right, why not? So moving on from Ian Wone. Yeah, it's been confirmed that players and staff have been tested for COVID-19 on Sunday, May 17th to Monday, 18th of May. And 6 have tested positive for the virus. That's 6 members of staff. 6 staff members out of 3 clubs have had the coronavirus tested, and I think there's more news. Oh, read there. I'll read some more on peak's sakes. Callum Hudson-Odoi shortly. So not just Ian Warren, but the 6 that have been tested for coronavirus. May I wish you a speedy recovery sooner rather than later, and you get back to doing what you're doing in your jobs as professional footballers or professional football people, and you can go back home nicely and safely to your families, because it's not nice catching this coronavirus. We know how dangerous this is. We know that it's a killer. And today it was announced that 545 people have died from coronavirus, bringing the subtotal in this country to 35,341 people. Whew, that's a scary amount. The highest amount. If you add the UK alone, that's the highest amount of coronavirus deaths in Europe, and the second highest in the world, far behind America. So as soon as we are showing signs, then it rises back up again. You know, the last 2 days it went way below today's figure, but there you go. So moving on from that, Callum Hudson-Odoi has returned to training. Now it says here, Chelsea winger Callum Hudson-Odoi returned to limited training on Tuesday following his arrest in the early hours of Sunday. The 19-year-old England international was held on suspicion of rape after a woman was taken to hospital. He was released on bail and then cleared to train at Cobham after a coronavirus test proved negative. Players were only allowed to train in small groups as part of the Premier League's Phase 1 training return. Well, that's what they call it, Phase 1. You know, like Chelsea, like every Premier League clubs, they're allowed no more than 5 of their players to train in small groups at a safe distance, meaning maintaining the 2 distance rule. You know, and making sure they're following the government guidelines for their own safety. You know, not just for their own safety, but for everyone else's safety in terms of saving lives and protecting the NHS. You know, and I think I think all Premier League players should donate wages towards the NHS. Any Premier League players on over 100,000 a week, that should be 30%. Any Premier League player who's on less than 1,000 a week, that should be like maybe 10% or 15%, to be fair. I think that's a reasonable amount. I mean, if you feel differently, football fans, whether you're in this country or anywhere in the world, get back to me by dropping your comments below. Smash the like button fully, more than the thumbs down button, and then the biggest one of all time, of all creations, subscribe button. Yes, smash that subscribe button for me in abundance, yeah? I think I'm going to end it here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I wish you a good night, and hopefully you rest well. Remember to protect the NHS staff, to save lives, and make sure you save your own lives as well, yeah? And stay safe too. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your guy, your host, once again, DLG Reppin, and I'm going to cut